Hello, and welcome to FMK Anime. I am your host, Meep, joined by my co-hosts, Makan and Limis. Say hello, you two.
Ho! Hey,
Hi.
Joe Biden, McCall.
You can find me at soul_king777 on Twitter, but do not follow me if you are a minor. You will see a lot of blonde, lesbian things. Yes, that is me.
You can find me, Limis, at limis.co.card all over the internet.
Makan, where can they find you?
Like I usually say, you can't, but you can try it on Twitter at that_Viking. Apart from that, I really don't do anything.
Alrighty. And this is a show where each week we watch a list of shows, and at the end of each week we can cut one of the shows. And let's just jump right into it with Aquatope of White Sand, Episode 7. The Gamma Gamma gang have a day off, and they go to the beach. Kukuru overhears Gramps and Kuya talking about the aquarium shutting down and gets depressed, but Fuka cheers her up. And after competing with a small child, Kuya's backstory is revealed, as he is a dropout because girls spread some nasty, wild rumors about him. Man, I was not expecting for that to be the reason why Kuya didn't like girls.
Fuck them kids, Kuya.
I figured it was something like that. At least somewhere in that realm of things.
So, the rumors that were spread about him are obviously rape rumors, right?
We don't know. It could be anything. I saw a lot of different rumors they could spread. Whatever the fuck they did spread, though, they got the police involved with it, and eventually he just fucking gave up and went, fuck it, I'm done.
Yeah. Oh, poor guy. I do like how they're showing how everyone got to enjoy the aquarium and like it. Like, it's been showing how Fuka is getting attached to the aquarium and not just like, oh, this is a job. No, this is something she likes to do. And I like how they showed that with Kuya this episode, how it started out as a job, but the more he tried fucking testing Gramps, the more into it he got.
And Kukuru is just a rampant workaholic.
Kukuru is a Japanese boss. No days off, no breaks, must work.
Yeah, that's literally all I thought about that episode. Just like, you're just the diligent little worker, aren't you? Work your fucking employees to death.
You don't need no break. You love this place as much as I do. Fucking tired boy. I'm getting paid. I want to go home and sleep.
I do like how her grandfather has to keep her in check. Like, Kukuru, people need days off too. But no! Kukuru, fine.
Yeah, I love how Kukuru just wants, like, yeah, we're gonna have to work even harder to just see how. I keep forgetting his name. Fucking tired boys just wincing, like, oh, fucking come on. And the grandpa's like, oh, this girl, come on. Fucking pay attention to people.
I do like how that's been a consistent flaw with her.
Kukuro just being like, but it doesn't matter, we can work them to death. Billionaires get away with it all the time.
Yeah. Come on, we're all young folks. We got that energy.
Yeah.
Please, I'm dying.
We're all young, right? You meow or whatever the fuck the old guy is, just broken his back, just fucking Yamcha in the crater post next to an aquarium.
I was actually pleasantly surprised by this episode too. Like, when they went to the beach, I was expecting it to get a little bit fan servicey, but Fuka's the only one that actually wore a bikini, and even then, it's just more cute than it is sexual.
God damn it.
I mean, I guess it makes sense they wouldn't really care about putting bikinis on if they live next to the fucking beach. It was just be like, I fucking tie our clothes up. But I mean, you know, we're used to getting splashed by the water anyway when we're doing shit, so who cares if our clothes are wet?
Yeah. Before that, all I was asking was, what's the blue-haired boy's name again?
Kai.
Because I actually really liked his little sister and her whole shtick.
Yeah, no, just, yo, bro, pick this one, fuck her. He's like,
Yeah.
fucking, come on!
Yeah, I love that. Like, I don't have little siblings, unfortunately, so I can't completely relate to it. But I have friends who do, and that's how some kids act. Like, no, choose this one. I like her more. It's great.
Yeah, no, I don't have a younger siblings either, but I've fucking seen that shit before. I also love the sass on that girl, just being like, "Hey, girl, you shut the fuck up. I'm not talking to you right now."
You smell like fish. I like Fuka. She smells like Tokyo.
She's not even from fucking Tokyo, bitch.
Yep. Well, I mean, she went to Tokyo for the school, but she's not from there yet.
Yeah, I mean, like, she would also smell like fish if Kukuru does at this point.
Yeah, it's. I liked her. It was just fun seeing them interact, and this episode had a lot of fun. But honestly, the highlight of it for me was when, like, Kukuru was sitting sitting next to the ocean, had that moment of distress and sorrow. Just seeing Fuka cheer her up, it was really nice to see.
I have one nice thing I can say about this episode. I thought the mid-roll card looked really nice. It had a really nice minimalist design. That was it.
Hold on, I'm pulling something up.
I also love the scene where fucking the tourist lady was like, the tourist lady just fucking talking like, "Oh, you and Kuya are actually kind of alike, aren't you, huh?" "No, I don't hate girls," hugs Fuka.
Yeah. Fucking... The highlights for that might have been... the highlight of this episode might have been that for you, but the highlight for me was the entire thing with Kuya and his entire interaction with Kai and the kid who fucking challenged him and getting to know what his deal was, because I went to school with a lot of girls that would do shit like that.
Oh, same here. I've had someone try to spread a rumor like that around me, rather unsuccessfully, but I've had someone try. So I really did like that part too. It's just I also like seeing Kukuru and Fuka just have that really nice interaction with each other when Kukuru was really distraught.
Yeah, I mean, I also like we got to show into his mentality that he actually gave it his all and won the race with the kid as well. Because I don't think he's so petty that he wants to win. I think he's just not okay with handing a win to someone.
Yeah. I like how the tourist lady gives him shit too, like, because apparently they went to school together, and I kind of like their interactions. So she's like, "Oh my god, they're both of you, they're just children. Stop!" And then she walks over to Kuya.
Fuck them kids.
Yes.
I liked this episode. This was more relaxed. It wasn't too plot heavy, but it focused on character stuff, which I like. I like how we're getting to know more about each character with each episode. Like last little stretch was Udon. Yeah, we're getting to know about Kuya. I'm assuming we're gonna get to know Kai's deal a little bit soon too. I liked it.
This was the first episode of this show that didn't just do nothing for me, but actively confused me and irritated me.
How did it confuse you?
Is the aquarium doing well or bad? Because the way how everyone speaks in the final half of the episode is contrary to the information we're told at the beginning. In the beginning, it's like, we're doing great, and then everyone's all doom and gloom again, like, totally not like anything they're doing matters, but it's like, I don't fucking know.
They explained it in an earlier episode. The aquarium is doing fine, but it needs to do better so they can afford repairs for the tanks, because a lot of the tanks need repairs that the aquarium can't afford. That's why they need to drum up more business.
And they've successfully done that. Like, we see the chart, and it's like the big blue arrow going up, like, massively.
Yeah. Here's the thing, Limis. Sure, the aquarium is going better. It just needs to go even better than it already is.
Yes. Like, currently they're getting the traction of... Currently they're getting, like, I'll put it this way. They're currently getting the traction as something like a Wendy's would get. They need the traction that a McDonald's would get every day, is kind of what the way that my mind has visualized it is. They're getting a decent amount of traction, but they need even more because these expenses are so expensive. Like, because normally businesses would take out loans for things like this, but because, the grandfather sort of resigned himself to, the aquarium's going to close down, everyone's going to have to find a new job. I'm assuming that's why they can't take out a loan, because the actual owner of the aquarium won't, with Kukuru is just acting director.
Yeah.
But
so
the way we're told it's doing good, and then it's just like we're back to doom and gloom. Okay, cool. I was told that this was supposed to be we don't have to worry about that episode. We're just gonna have chill at the beach. But no, we're gonna go back to that. But whatever. I already don't like this show, so whatever.
It's doing good, not good enough. That's why people are stressed, because there's only a couple weeks left of summer before it closes down, and they don't have enough money yet.
I mean, it's doing better. I still don't think it's doing good. It has more people, but it certainly isn't bustling wildly all the time. It had one high day.
Doesn't Fukuru say, like, if we keep this pace up, we'll be good by the end of the summer? Like, exactly.
The pace of working everyone to death by having them do overtime and work every single fucking day of the week.
Yes, because at the start of the episode, they're like, "No, we need to keep going. We can do it if we keep going." And then Grandpa's like, "Nah, you get a day off."
Let's just put all of our staff, like literally most of our staff, with the exception of the two old men, on holiday. This seems like there's just poor decisions flying everywhere.
And like they said, they went positive in traction. They lost money on the shaved ice in the end, though.
And you have to remember, it was the grandpa that put all of them on vacation, and the grandpa is already expecting the aquarium to close.
Okay. I don't know. I just still lack any sort of care about this aquarium or these people. So, yeah.
Oh, I think it's done a good job getting me invested in it, because it gets me invested in the characters, and because the characters care, because I care about the characters.
And I care about nothing.
Well, would you say it's about time for cards?
I think so.
I do have one more complaint I need to bring up. Something that I noticed at the beginning of this episode. Why does this show do fucking strange as fuck cold opens every single time that makes me go, did I miss a fucking episode?
Wait, cold open. I'm trying to...
Because the opening segment of every fucking episode never connects to what was happening in the last episode, and it leaves me like, how the fuck did we get here?
Oh, right, because this episode started with the flash forward. I thought that was a bit weird, but this was the only episode I noticed it.
It's done that in basically all of them.
It starts with a flash forward? Okay, I need to go back.
Yeah, because it starts with Kyo and the fucking kid about to have their race.
Oh, right.
I don't like it. Just keep a fucking consistent pace. Why did that flash forward need to be there?
Oops, speaking of flash forward, that was a mistake.
Yeah.
Either way, with that, I'm ready for cards, so you just need to bring that up.
Yeah. I'm gonna fuck this episode. I really enjoyed it. I consistently enjoy this show. It does a lot for me. Fuck.
This show continues to do absolutely jack all to me. So it's just gonna remain this dead little 22 minutes of my life every week. Cool. I'm gonna kill it.
The cracks in the show are definitely starting to show, and it's getting apparent that my issues with it are probably gonna keep growing from here on out. But as it still stands, it's a fuck. But I don't know. It's starting to kind of lose me a bit.
Well, that is 2 fucks and a kill for Aquatope of White Sand, Episode 7. Let's move on to the case study of Vanitas, Episode 8. Vanitas and Noe meet with Ruthven, but are forbidden to ever set foot in his castle again when Vanitas implies the Queen is creating curse bearers. While back in the human world, the crew investigates vampires being abducted and heads to the lair of the Chasseurs, where they meet with one of the 12 paladins. I like how this show does its world building.
You want to know what a great way to show how powerful a character is?
How?
Do what they did with the Duke in the beginning of this episode, where it's Vanitas is being a smug asshole, and the next thing you know, everything starts to fuck up. People start to panic. And then all of a sudden, you blink, there's like a bunch of purple fire, and everyone's being destroyed. And like Vanitas is getting gripped by his throat. That scene where he gets fucked up, just, it looked so cool, man. I really liked it. Great way to show the power level. Hey, you know Jean? That person that was a real big deal a while back and is kind of this big badass? Yeah, she got laid out in the matter of, I don't know, 3 seconds, and we didn't even get to see it.
Yeah. I do also have to say, because Vanitas, being as knowledgeable as he is about vampires, knows how fucking strong he is, and still proceeded to drag his fat nuts across the ground and put him on the table and went like, how's your fucking dead queen going?
It was a fucking crazy gamble, and it fucking paid off for him. That was great.
This dude just goes all in on black every time, and he fucking wins somehow.
I really liked how they handled that. Him being like, "Nah, I'm gonna say this. I know they're gonna react this way, but if the little boy doesn't, then I have my answer." And the little boy doesn't, because everyone else was freaking out, even his not girlfriend.
You didn't even know this. You thought I blundered. No, I just exposed you to the entire room, and you didn't even know it.
Well, the Duke knew it, but he knew it after it happened.
Alright, so now let me just set things straight in my mind. So did they state that when the vampire queen is talked bad of, just vampires naturally go into a frenzy state?
I think it's most vampires have such a respect for their queen that they'll get offended on her behalf, which I think is implying something about Luca and maybe how he might not think of the queen highly. I'm not sure, because we say that the two vampires that work for Orthok don't immediately go into a rage. It's just the Count that does.
I mean the other two also seem pretty fucking pissed. I think it might be something to do with the natural order of vampires, and also, but it's tempered by their personal loyalty as well. But at the same time, I think everyone, or at least the Duke in that room, kind of faked it, and Lucius couldn't really do that because he knew the queen was dead, and it only really made him depressed and shocked to hear it.
Yeah, there's some sort of information about the queen that obviously Vanitas picked up from that I think we're still a little too in the dark to know about. Something weird is happening with the queen. So either she's dead and he's fully succeeded her, or something. Or there's something else going on that we don't know about.
We saw him, like, sitting by her bed with her, like, black and shriveled up hands. I mean, either she's dead or very close to it.
See, when I saw the hand, it kind of reminded me of... Remember when we saw the one little vampire girl turning into that, like, goat demon thing? It kind of reminded me of that. Like how her skin turned black and she got the head of a goat.
Yeah, maybe that's the case. Maybe she's just becoming a curse bearer. But then again, if they know Vanitas can cure that, why didn't they, take him to her?
Well, he can only cure it if they're not too far along. I think the queen might be too far along.
Maybe, but I mean, at that point, they could just fucking stop him from killing her and look for other solutions afterwards after he makes this assessment.
Fair. Yeah. We're missing some pieces of this puzzle, for sure.
Oh, yeah. I love the setup for our next episode as well. Us going into our two maidens going into the catacombs of France, and with the introduction of this vampire hunter order. It's like, okay, we're obviously not going to come out of here unscathed. And instead, we're just going to face off against one of the big chief badasses of the organization. Oh, yay. In the middle of enemy territory. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, I also like the implications it has that Vanitas has such intricate knowledge of the catacombs underneath Paris. With the way he reacted to the pin, I mean, I'm even thinking that he maybe was part of that organization before.
Oh yeah, that he may have been a shadower.
Perhaps. Yeah, because of how quickly he took to talking to the dude.
The way he reacted to the pin, the way he talked to the dude, the way he knew the catacombs, the way he knew their tactics of how they fight.
Also, the fact that
it's all very insider information.
Also, the fact that he straight up wears their colors on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
I think that's just more a stylistic choice of his clothing. Otherwise, he wouldn't really need a disguise now, would he?
Perhaps. I just want to throw it out there, because I'm going to throw that theory out there, because if he does turn out to be an ex-vampire hunter, that's a great way to incorporate that information into his character design.
Yeah, like
that's fair enough.
I really enjoy. I did really enjoy this episode. It was more of a setup for our next. I think this is supposed to be the first actual arc, because I don't know. Feels like a setup for a more longer story than just it's 2 episodes.
Yeah. Also, another thing that would make sense why he would be a vampire hunter then is also the fact that he has his own twisted way of looking on why he's doing what he's doing, because he doesn't see it as saving them, he sees it as taking revenge on all vampire kind. So he clearly has some major beef with them.
I thought he was taking revenge on Vanitas, not all vampire kind. Because
Vanitas by vampire kind, but if he was a vampire hunter and went after Vanitas and Vanitas did something to him, because he has his fucking mark, and I don't know if that was quite a willing thing, it is possible that he's just saying fuck you to all his legacy and going against all his wishes.
Mm-hmm. Which is why he's, saving vampires now. That's kind of theory I had for a bit, that Vanitas is actually, creating the curse bearers, and, our Vanitas is saving them to be like, no, fuck you, other Vanitas, you suck my dick. God, he'd say it. He has enough balls to say that to the head honcho.
Yeah. Look what he did this episode at the beginning of it.
Yeah.
Dude doesn't give a fuck about his life. He just wants to piss people off, I think.
I'm a bit sad that we might not see Dami and Gian for a bit. I'm a little bit sad.
Yeah, we might not see them both until next season. It's like, yeah, we got 4 more episodes left, I think. 4 to 5 more episodes left.
I think it's 12 episodes, so...
Yeah, it's
9,
4.
10, 12... Yep, 4.
God damn it. I'm gonna read the manga after this. Yeah. I don't think we're gonna see them again. This is probably gonna be our final arc before season 2.
Maybe.
Probably.
I don't know if they're gonna get involved with this or not. Maybe they will, maybe they won't.
But yeah, this episode, I really liked it. And like you heard just now, I think after this season's over, I'm totally gonna catch up to where the manga is. And because I just want to fucking experience the story so bad.
Yeah,
I can't wait for the second season. I just want it now.
Yeah. You still have another month before we're done with FMK or so before you can start reading it. I
really like this. I really like this show too. It's just it is one of my favorite vampire stories because so rarely do I ever see a vampire story done well. And I like this one because they also dropped that little nugget of information here about Dompiers that, oh, I'm a Dompier, that means I'm half vampire. And then Noe's like, huh, Dompier, and it's interesting.
First off, I gotta show you some shit. Sorry.
It's also interesting that Vanitas seem to not know that they were Dompiers.
Man. What oath do you think the paladin is?
Oh, the fuck your bitch.
He reminds me of so many, like, anime... Like, I feel like I've seen this anime villain archetype done a lot of places. Like, not in a bad way, but I feel like I've seen, like, you know, the happy-go-lucky, oh, I'm getting lost, or, like, oh, I am absent-minded, but I'm also really strong, and I really like that archetype.
All I gotta say is,
I mean,
I've been watching...
Here's the thing, I don't think he was absent-minded, I think he was fucking acting.
Yeah, like, he was totally just trying... He knew that they weren't... that they weren't these people... that they weren't his own soldiers, and totally was just stringing them along in order to get him to this point where he could trap one and isolate the other.
Noe versus Paladin. Let's go.
And he's fucking blind right now, so this is gonna go well.
Yeah, fucking Man McChristian is fucking scary.
Noe's doing illicit drugs and has to fight a paladin. Oh no.
All I gotta say is, points for having the vampire hunters that scream amen before they go into battle.
Points for having smart vampire hunters. I feel like in a lot of vampire media I see, the vampire hunters are always treated as buffoons.
What?
Yeah, a lot of them are just kind of like, I'll kill you, monster, and then the vampire goes, it fucking breaks their neck.
Meep, I need to show you. You'll love Hellsing Ultimate.
I do need to watch it at some point, but are we ready for cards, gentlemen?
Originally when I wrote my notes, I thought there was a lot of pointless fluff in, like, the 10 minutes after the scene with the Duke. Talking about it now, I'm reconsidering that, and there was a lot of subtle character building there.
Actually, I'd like to take that point and run. It felt like everything that happened with Vanitas' servants could fuck off, and the episode would be fine. I did not like all the servants. I felt like they exist to be there to be comedic filler. They had nothing of value.
Which they were, apart from the white-haired guy who was kind of half flirting with Noe and fucking intruding and like, yeah, what's wrong? What are you worried about Vanitas? And kind of giving some insight into his thought about how Vanitas' mind is working right now through that is useful. But other than that, yeah, that's probably why I thought it was kind of pointless fluff.
Yeah, I will say I don't like Dante, which makes me so sad because he's voiced by Ian Sinclair in the dub, and I love Ian Sinclair, but Dante just feels like he's there to be Angie boy, and in the little catacombs thing, it provided subtle character development because of Vanitas being so sure, like, no, this isn't the right way to the Chasseurs, like, and knowing what we know now, oh, he obviously is in the know. That's how he was so certain. Like, a lot of subtle things, but at the same time, I feel like that effect could have been achieved without Dante.
Oh, yes, you're saying Dante's there just to be angry. Wait, that's me!
Dante may cry.
God damn it. Also, little fun fact I learned about this episode. The two names that Vanitas comes up with in order to give them sort of cover identities when they're caught by the paladin dude apparently are the name of two characters from the mangaka's other work, Paranoia Hearts.
Oh.
I saw a lot of people talking about that.
That's interesting. Well, I, for one, am ready for cards now after I brought that up.
Hell yeah. State your card.
Well, it's certainly weaker than a lot of the other episodes, if not counting the beginning and the end. It's It's a very good-looking, like, sandwich with really nothing in the middle of what it felt like. I'm still gonna fuck it. It's just not a fucking wholehearted one. And the only reason that it's kind of bringing it up is because of the retrospective of all the character building you brought up and the promise of some mad fucking violence next episode by Man McChristian.
Hopefully it doesn't do a 9 out of 10.
Wait, you thought this episode was boring?
Man McChristian fuck Snowy hard in the ass.
I'm interested that this episode started to lose you, but the 6th one didn't. Like, the one that was just after the ball series of episodes.
Episode 6 after the ball had a lot of introspective character moments between Noah and Vanitas and taught us a lot about how they work. And that's interesting to me. This episode, I didn't feel like I got much of that.
This episode felt like it was more world building and setting up for our new arc. So I don't know.
I definitely get where you're coming from, because in the middle, it's more retrospective when you realize the subtle character development, but a lot of stuff in the middle with them going to the catacombs didn't feel very important, which is different for this show, because the show usually everything is important.
But yeah, it feels like 5 minutes that are misplaced, and that's about it.
I'd say 10.
No, because they're doing the catacomb thing for 5 minutes, then the next 10 are them infiltrating the chasseurs, where Vanitas is like, okay, now we're going to the room.
Yeah, if we're 5 minutes with the Duke, then there was like 10 minutes of talking to the fucking Count and the other guys, and then searching through that, having the shenanigans, and them talking afterwards. And then just the end of those 10 minutes was basically just Noah sleeping and Vanitas sulking on the roof before they started walking, having the same sort of I don't like you, but I'm still going to follow you shenanigans until they got to the thing and spent like 5 minutes going to the catacombs.
I have to check the actual runtime, but I thought that
I don't know the actual runtime, but it was much closer to 10 minutes than 5.
It didn't feel like that to me. It felt like it was over rather quick.
Same. But I'll give my vote. I'm gonna fuck this episode too. It was really good setup, and aside from like some more less important stuff, I still really liked it. I'm gonna fuck it.
I still love this episode, but I feel like there's definite truth to what McCon is saying. Like, this is a 12-episode series, and it's paced like it should be like 24, 30 or something, where there's a lot of just sort of a lot of what feels like filler to end an episode real quick. It's not as snappily paced as it should be. So I don't know if Bones was maybe under the impression that they were going to do that they weren't going to do multiple seasons, and that this was going to be more of a longer form series, or what. I don't know, but definitely feels like there's some pacing problems. But it's not enough for me to kill the show. I still love it. I'm going to fuck it.
This could also just be a problem with the manga too, not just the adaptation, but
also with the source material.
Well, that is a trifecta for Case Study Vanitas, Episode 8. Let's move on to Girlfriend, Episode 8. Saki sticks close to Naoya to prevent him from finding Milika's true feelings. Saki watches Naoya and Nagisa hug and learns she might be a cuck. Her and Nagisa then convince Naoya that busty women go into heat. Well, at the end of the episode, Milika grabs Naoya and runs away with him. This fucking episode!
Dear God.
The fucking NTR bit.
Every segment was a banger. The NTR bit followed by the fucking heat bit.
Yep.
This man has the IQ of a peanut. Holy shit.
This is my favorite episode so far.
He's a gullible fucking idiot.
Episode 1 used to be my favorite, but nope, I watched this episode and I was crying laughing throughout basically the whole thing. From Saki grabbing Milika's tit and just continuing to clamp down. Like, not even in a sexual way, it's just like squeezing it to hurt her.
Tearing
like,
those boobies off.
Apparently there was a teacher at the front of the class that just watched this happen and said nothing.
He just has her to fucking laugh as well as like, what are you doing? She felt lonely. Oh, I see. Anyway.
That scene too, when they were sitting on each other's laps, I was fucking dying. Then he leans down to grab his eraser. Saki moans as he touches her nipple, and everyone looks to them.
And he fucking announces it immediately.
Oh my god.
I gotta say, I love the clutch save at the end from fucking whoever she is. Nagisa. I just like to see that they're working together. Like, that the conflict still exists between them. Between her and Saki. But also, hell yeah, they're gonna team up to just dump on,
Milika. Yeah, they're sister wives. Like, I sent an anonymous DM to her, Milika on the roof. Fucking, who sent this?
There's no one there!
The fucking blank Saki stare was just so intense this episode. I loved it.
They're so threatening.
I was dying at the NTR segment, though. Like, she sat there watching. I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck's happening? She's like, is this that NTR fetish I've heard about? I'm like, no. The bold NTR comes up. No, I'm gonna get NTR'd for real. No. Oh, it's fucking great. She goes and punches him. She's like, no, fucking you pervert.
They're just going, what? Why?
So, alright, lads, are we taking bets? Does she have a consensual NTR finish?
I mean,
yes.
She clearly fucking awakened to it by seeing him fucking hug her.
Yes, I'm gonna bet $20 that she does.
Oh god, I can't believe that this is not the first time in this series that we've had a kink awakening. In fact, this is the second episode in a row in which we've had a kink awakening.
And we've had, like, 3 total.
If we include Saki figuring out that she might be bi, yeah?
Okay, 4, because she also really fucking enjoys someone perving on her, or him perving on her, I guess, with the fucking bunny outfit.
Oh my god, I loved this segment. I loved that segment. And then the one right after it, where they're talking about going into heat, like, we need to do something. And they're just huddled in the corner, Nalia standing there. Listen, we'll be honest, Nalia. She doesn't like you. She's in heat. It's all dependent on bus size.
It's just like,
what the fuck?
Saki just walks up and just fucking hardcore insults him, and he fucking takes it like, yeah, you're right. Fucking ouch.
Yeah, you could just hear fucking Saki just pushing Nagisa in front of the bus this episode.
Yeah.
Here, you take the hit. I'm not dealing with this.
This is how we solve this problem. Yeah, you get under the bus.
Alright.
Women go into heat and it's dependent on bus size. Nagisa, wait, what?
People say that this man's 0 brain cells are what makes him a bad character. I say what makes him a great.
Yeah, him having a third of a brain cell is the best thing about him.
Like, having him go along with the shenanigans is way better than having him fight against the shenanigans. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And, I think this episode was the first time we got some snark from Nagisa being like, what the fuck are you making me say?
I loved that. What the fuck are you making me say? I loved all the background characters too, just huddled around them while fucking Saki and Millie are having that like verbal beatdown with each other, and they're like, "What the fuck's happening? Why does she want to speak to Naoya?"
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? I also love the one of the shots where you just saw the other, like a bunch of other students like doing their things, and they had like actual characterizations. They're not just walking down the hallway. They all had like clearly different personality types by the way they're standing or behaving, or their facial, like their facial expressions. It's just, I saw them like, aha, that's interesting. These characters are never going to be brought up again, but they still characterize them.
Can I get arrested? Oh, sorry.
I love the pan out shot that they have when the whole lap sitting joke is going. And it's like you see the entire classroom and it's like, wow, you can really spot the main characters in this crowd. It's like a sea of black hair, and then there's just one with fucking silver blonde and another one that's bright red.
Yeah, which is confusing why that was in the classroom, because the actual shot of like people walking outside the classroom, they have very varied hair colors.
Can I get a rest in peace for the girl that had to get dragged out of class by her friends?
Oof.
Yeah, just getting dragged out of there, dead already.
I love that. Even at the end of the episode too, where I fucking loved it, where Nalia's apologizing, like, I'm sorry, I thought you had a crush on me. Not Nagi-san. Saki's like, no, you fucking idiot, stop!
Yeah, just undoes all her fucking work.
No, I think Milika might be my favorite antagonist this season.
Milika's the true
Can
antagonist.
we even call her an antagonist at this point?
Yes, we can!
She's an opposing force to the characters and side characters. They don't want her to get with him, but her goal might be reached. Who knows?
I guess.
I fucking... Listen, this is gonna be fun. I love this show. I was waiting. Ever since I watched it, I'm like, I have to talk about this with someone. I have to. But... I was laughing so hard this episode. It's a little bit premature, but I think this might be my favorite episode of this show so far.
I still love how fucking vulgar this show gets. Like, within the fucking, like, first minute, you have someone calling someone a nasty bitch. I love it.
Saki also called her a slut, too, I forgot.
Yeah. This episode, it's between this episode and the episode where Milika's dad shows up. That's like, those are both fine for, like, best episode of the season in my mind. Because, like, I think back to all of our other shows that I liked, and none of them really had, like, standout episodes. Well, with the exception of maybe one from Vanitas. But I can recall a few girlfriend episodes that just, like, the one with Milika's dad had such a great ramp up in ridiculousness of the situation. And this one just has some of the great bits, one after the other.
Yeah, every bit this episode was a banger. I can't tell you how sad I am at this show being so underrated. Because I've recommended the show to so many of my friends, and they're like, it's rated really low, though. And I'm like, don't listen to the rating, I swear. It's dumb fun.
I look at the reviews every now and then for Girlfriend. There are people with us. I see 10s and 8s, and people giving legitimate arguments to why this show is great.
Yeah, I mean, I got it sitting at an 8 right now, and I feel like that's a perfect good score for what it actually is.
Oh, yeah.
Since the beginning, it's been a 10 for me.
Yeah.
It's my favorite comedy I've ever seen. I'm not even gonna front.
no anime has ever beat Konosuba in my favorite anime comedy. Funnily enough, my favorite comedy is not even anime, though.
It's my favorite anime comedy because it's about the only anime comedy I've watched. So, yeah, not a great,
Well, there you go.
not a great pool to go off of.
I've watched a few, and I enjoyed Konosuba, but there were a bunch of bits that didn't do anything for me in it, like Megumi. Okay, this is gonna be heresy, but I actually didn't really like the explosion bit with Megumi.
It's not the best part of the show, in my opinion, but I mean, it's still decently funny.
There is one other comedy that I've watched that I'd actually say is better than. Well, this show is better than One Punch.
Oh yeah,
One Punch is funny for the first couple episodes, and then it kind of gets boring.
I don't know. I got monkey brain. That shit was funny all the way to the end to me. There's a reason why I still buy the manga physically.
Man, we're almost at the end of the Milika arc, I think. I think next episode's going to be the end of the end of the Milika arc.
I mean, there's only one way it can really end without her constantly being, making more attempts, and that's her getting into the relationship.
I'm not going to lie, with the build-up, I kind of hope that happens, because I think that'd be really funny.
Oh, I am so excited for if she actually gets in the relationship. I can kind of also see the show not doing it, to just kind of go against normal things they build up. But at the same time, having Milika also be in the house with them, and then just these two girls fucking hating her, and then learning to actually just live with her, seems like so much fucking fun.
This game, I have no idea where it's gonna go with this. Like, the pure fact that he didn't just take her at face value and just taking her into his weird relationship threw me so off. Like, I was full on expecting him to just full on accept her and be like, yeah, you're my girlfriend now, I have 3 now, sup bitches. But like, just, I don't know where it's gonna go.
Yeah.
Like, that was enough of a fucking curveball that was thrown at me. Now I'm thrown off all the time. I have no idea what the show's gonna do.
Yeah,
we're certainly going somewhere.
I'm excited to get to the Shion arc, though. As much as I've been loving the Milika arc, the Shion arc is gonna be fun too, I think.
I admit, I may have spoiled myself. I know what her dynamic's gonna be. They deadass have it written out in her profile on Mal.
Oh, shit.
Okay, at least I wasn't the only one that accidentally read it.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't read it.
Don't worry, it won't spoil you for what it is, but it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I didn't click the show spoiler part. I just saw the description.
Yeah, same.
This show is going in went in a complete opposite direction that I don't think I expected.
Monkey gang, monkey gang, monkey gang. I think I got Dal to watch Aquatope. I need to get him to watch this. I really need to. I know he'd love this.
Watch the trash. It's good.
Alright, triple life good.
This was almost my luck. I remember way back when we were first looking at shows, like in the middle of spring, I was looking at them with you, Limis. I was like, I think when summer does roll around, I might lock girlfriend. I think it could be interesting to explore a poly relationship in anime. And then I eventually went, nah, I don't think this is gonna be the serious exploration I want. I don't think I'm gonna lock it. And I remember this was back when you thought it was gonna be trash too. Then we watched it and we were like,
no. I thought this was gonna be a dumpster fire. It's still trash. It's good trash.
Hell yeah. I love it. Are we ready for cards?
Yep.
Yeah, we're ready.
Let's say it. Repeat after us, class. We're gonna fuck the show.
We're gonna fuck the show.
Yeah, it's a big fucky.
Wait, no, you assumed that I was gonna fuck it. No, I'm gonna kill it. No.
No, you aren't.
Don't lie to us.
I'm not. I hope the show doesn't get any knives from us this entire series. It's
I hope
close
it
to having a
doesn't.
perfect run.
Don't you fucking lie to me.
That is a trifecta for girlfriend. Let's move on to the Dungeon of...
Hold on. Limis, didn't you actually kill it in one episode?
Did I? I don't think I did.
No,
I think I gave it the benefit of the doubt in the episode that I didn't like, and I was right for doing that.
Alright, fine. Yeah, I was. It was either one or the other. I was just wondering which one it is.
Yeah, because I need to go back. That was like episode 3. I can look it up right now.
So, does that mean the show has a perfect track record? Holy shit!
it was episode 4. It was the one with the video game segment, and you gave it the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I did. I gave it a fuck. It's had a perfect run so far. How the fuck did it have a perfect run?
It's just that good.
It's great. Man, sleeper hit of the season.
Sleeper hit of the century, Jesus!
Yeah, fucking sleeper hit slithering up like Randy Orton. Oh, watch out!
Oh my god, girlfriend comes in with the steel chair, slams it over Vanitas and Detective. Actually, I think girlfriend has more members than Vanitas. Or I don't know. I can check.
Yeah, it's like we're in the top 5. Alright, moving on.
It's a trifecta for girlfriend. Let's move on to the Dungeon of Black Company, episode 7. The Demon Lord turns out to be the Majin from the past, who relays her and Rim's backstories as she sends the crew back in time so they can overtake Raizaha. Ninomiya keeps racking up debt while Ranga gets a job, and at the end, they plan to beat Belza to the ruins.
Also, we got a second Edie. A new Edie.
Yeah!
Which looks like shit.
Yeah, it really isn't better. It's interesting to see the fucking mocap, like, dance animation, but, like, the other one had charm. What is this?
It looks uncanny. Why?
They gave the Majin and Rim fucking VTuber models.
Exactly. It feels like The Office got a VTuber tech set. And they're just like, I don't know, let's fucking make our own models and make a new Edie. Screw it.
Damn, is this our season's fucking commercial anime? It's just the fucking, it's just the commercial lore for the newest VTuber, Rim, and the other girl.
Nope, that was Detective, because Detective has been consistently featuring Hololive girls in its show.
What?
Oh, that wasn't a one-time thing.
Yeah, Detective has had a lot of Hololive appearances in it, which is weird.
Yeah, I mean, I doubt they have... I'm pretty sure it's like the one that they had that we saw, where it's like, oh, yeah, here's the girls. It's just their avatars. It's not actually their personalities.
Well, I sorry we're getting a bit off topic, but I do need to know, have they had the only good one from Hololive? I consider the Shark. I
don't think they've had Gura. I think they've had those two girls appear again, and then I think they've had a couple of others from Hololive. I know Fubuki has been in it.
Alright.
It's really weird, because apparently there's another show this season that wasn't on our list that's been having VTuber appearances, but I think they're from VShoujo.
Oh?
Alright.
I feel like I would have heard that.
I feel like this is something to take in the graveyard tour.
Yeah.
Hold back for the graveyard tour.
As it stands right now, the entire thing of wanting to bring him into the future, just tell him to save the future in the past again, is a wild concept, but I guess it makes sense that she'd want to talk to him and show him what happened after he, beat her in her fucking monster form. Also, I love the joke of just her going, "This aura of authority shall be forever ingrained in your souls," instantly trips and eats shit.
Honestly, I would have loved this show if she just died right there. If she tripped on the carpet, died, and then that's what the rest of the episode was.
She was just dead?
Yeah! I would have been so bad. I was so upset when she picked up her own head and reattached it. I was like, oh, that was such a good setup to a good episode.
That would have worked good. I will say that.
It would have worked better than what happened in this episode.
At least it didn't actively upset me like last episode did.
Yeah. I mean, I think this episode was good, in my opinion. I love that more insight into Nonomiya. He got the chance to go back to the Japan, or continue going back to the past in this world and try and stop it from becoming what it's becoming. Sure, he jumped on the chance because he had the plan of, like, I can become fucking king. That's even better than what I had in my life in Japan. Then again, I think there's also some underlying morals in his case that really, if he doesn't step in, this one's kind of fucked, because no one's really willing to go the lengths he does for a better life for himself.
Mm-hmm. Like, okay.
So, even though he tries to hide it, we got some actual selflessness from him.
But this hard conflicts. This is my problem. This hard conflicts with what happened a couple episodes ago, where there was that underground resistance that took him in that Ranga was with, and he just fucks them over for his own gain, though. So, like, to me, that seems like, and yeah, he just basically becomes a slave driver at that point. The next episode after that. So, I'm seeing no reason why he would, out of any sense of duty, not say, fuck you all, I'm going back to Japan. Like, I thought he was gonna do that, and it was gonna be like, oh, bait and switch, both doors, we're gonna send you back in time.
Thought so as well, but at the same time, he was never a slave driver. He just gave them humane working conditions and incentive to do better. And sure, the work might be forced, but then again, what's he supposed to do? The world's ruled by demons. They're already doing that, and either he's playing along or he can't change anything.
Oh, right. That was the episode that I was kind of half asleep on. Sorry. I don't remember that episode.
Yeah, no,
well.
he went back to them and went like, alright, well, I'm gonna take over here now and get fucked, but then again, I don't see a problem with him doing that, considering they put a gun in his face!
Yeah. Fair.
So yeah, no, I don't see a problem with that. I think he is very much a self-centered motherfucker, but he also has some selfless parts when it comes to what his reasoning are for doing things, because as much as he cares only for himself and wants the best for himself, he's also starting to give a little bit of a shit about the people around him now.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, this is the third episode of Black Company that I've watched, and I've just sort of been like, on. It's just, I laughed at jokes that I thought they were going to make before they didn't make any joke at all. If that makes any sense. Like, the only time I laughed is when the Demon Lord died, because I thought they were going to go in a different direction than they did.
Gosh. That sounds so fucking funny, though, where they go with it.
So much better. Yeah, and...
Yeah, no, this person is the one who has to bring you back to Japan, just trips on a carpet and dies? What the fuck do I do now?
I'll be honest,
Sorry.
I was just gonna say, I kind of didn't like that Ninomiya chose to go back to the past. I thought it would have been funny if he went back to Japan and he got sucked back in again. Because what I thought was gonna happen was that she was gonna send him to Japan, then bring him back to the past and be like, "You were supposed to choose the other door, cunt."
Exactly. That's what I heard with everyone else. Like, no one actually thought that he was gonna go through this main door, because that's not his character so far. He's literally put so many people beneath him in order to try to get a better life for himself, with the exception of like one time when he tried to teach his ways to the hero lady, but that's it.
I mean, you say that, but he tries to teach his ways to the hero lady. He sure as hell takes care of Wanibe, Wanibe is not really a benefit to his operations in any way, but still, because they became friends early on, he is taking care of this guy and letting him stay in on it. Like, at first, yeah, I can agree with you, but then you haven't seen what character growth has been going on. He is slowly learning to care about people as he's forced to work with them.
I would believe you if he showed any care that he was separated from the other two when he went to the future. Like, because when he was in the future, he's like, oh, hey, cool, I'm going to become the general, then go back to Japan. Because that was his whole thing. He wanted to meet the Demon Lord so he could go back to Japan.
Well, I mean, originally he wanted to go back to Japan as well, and that's just the face value of what he's saying. There's a lot of stuff going on underneath his fucking words, because he's the kind of person who doesn't really reveal what he's thinking all the time, especially not when it's heartfelt and actually emotional. He's hiding that shit. And as well, he also had no idea if he could even get back there. Sure, he got isekai twice now, but at the same time, will he go back next time? Will he get sent to another place? Will he go back home? He doesn't fucking know. So, I mean, sure, he might have gone back to Japan, but there's also the character growth that when he got the choice to go back to the people he has met and kind of starting to get to know, he took that chance. Even though he knew it was going to be hard, he still did it.
I don't know, man. It was just... Oh, oops. It just did nothing for me. I've lost any sort of care for this world and these characters that I once had. Like, I think I'm ready to get to a point where I'm like, okay, I think I've gotten all I'm going to get out of the show. I liked the few episodes that I watched, and I'm glad I watched it, but I don't think I want to watch any more.
Well, that's a damn shame.
Yeah. I've been killing this show from day one, so it still does nothing for me. I haven't been on this show's wavelength at all, so...
Yeah, man, if that's the case, I think we're out of cards, aren't we?
Yeah.
As per usual, I'm gonna kill the show personally. I don't think it's particularly offensive. It just doesn't do anything for me. So fuck. That's a kill.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill it. I just don't want to watch it anymore. Like, I'm kind of done.
And for me, as much as the world hasn't done too much to be interesting, it does have its own interesting lore to me. The characters we've met are fun and expressive and far different than most other character designs in anime. I usually don't see fucking Dragonborn or Lizard Folk in anime that much that are, main characters. And when it comes to Ninomiya's character building himself, I think his character growth and introspective personality and how he works underneath the surface and how much you can gain out of... how much you can glean out of his expressions and the choices he makes alone is only rivaled by Vanitas himself. I'm fucking it. Show's great.
Well, that's 2 kills for the Dungeon of Black Company, episode 7, and a fuck for it. Dungeon of Black Company is dead.
Nah, we'll pull a meep. No, it's not. I'm saying it's not, even though it died.
We didn't watch the final episode, so...
Well, I'm gonna watch the final episode, so I'm gonna say we did.
Well, I'm not, and I'm assuming Limis isn't gonna, so...
I don't care about it anymore. So
I'm gonna put up a screen near. I'm gonna fly over to Canada, put up a screen nearby, so you're gonna have subtly watched it, and then you can't say anything.
Duke of Death is dead, and so is Vivi's. Dead in the ground with it. Oh wow, I really slept on the screenshots. Sorry if I was a bit weird with the screenshots there. I have a new setup that I'm trying out, and it's screwing with me. I'm expecting to take longer with my switches.
Yeah, I've been enjoying how it's kind of smoothly transitions now.
Hell yeah! I actually went through and used it properly. How about that?
Haha.
Yeah,
Wait.
Instead, I'm kind of sad that it dropped me as much as it did. But, as soon as the spaceship showed up, I realized, I don't care. I just really don't care anymore. At all. And it's not even being funny anymore.
Well,
I hope you look forward to fighting me in the wards.
Oh god, please don't make it 6 hours long.
No, I'll make it 6 hours if I have to make it 6 hours.
no. Are we ready for Graveyard Tour? If you guys want.
Sure.
Alrighty.
Yeah, sure.
So, let me start off with... let's start off with Remake. Remake this week, I actually might have given the knife. As much as salty as I am that it died for the reasons it did drop the ball in a way that I think it did this week. The Tsurayuki fiancé plotline amounted to nothing, and it was resolved without Tsurayuki even being involved in it. And that kind of upset me because of how well they handled Nana's plotline of the singing getting solved. How well they handled that.
Well,
It just felt
shouldn't you wait an episode after it got dropped to see if they pick it back up again?
No, because this is a resolution like they did with Nana. They resolved it, whereas the thing with the love triangle is it's something that's going to be present throughout the series, and they just didn't cover it then. This was an actual resolution. If the love triangle got resolved in a fucking shitty way in that episode, I would be there with you. But it didn't get resolved. They just didn't handle it that episode.
Well, not touching the start of a relationship and ignoring it for what seems to be an in-universe a month or more is not kind of how relationships work.
Either way, we made the right fucking call. Hell yeah.
There's a reason for that. Because in this episode, Kyoya, when talking with Kase Sagawa, he said that he doesn't want to think about those feelings right now because they're in the middle of making a game. He doesn't want it to affect production. And Kase Sagawa says, well, you better get it fucking figured out because it's going to affect production either way. You gotta tell him how you feel. And he's like, I'm not entirely sure how I feel. Both of them are good friends. And Kase Sagawa says to him again, quit lying to yourself. You know how you feel. Giving him the kick in the ass that he needs. And I really like that scene. I like how Kase Sagawa is this mentorish person that he keeps going to because of their relationship they had when he was in the future.
Yeah, sounds like a good scene. We should have had an episode earlier.
No?
Yes?
Yes, absolutely we should have. Instead of just acting like it never happened in this 12-episode series.
It didn't.
Just moving on.
Didn't act like it didn't happen. I don't get where you two are coming from with that.
Yeah, no, they did act like it happened with him being like, is this okay? Because we are in a relationship? No, I don't know. And then Nana being pissy about it for a bit. And then dropping it 7 minutes in and ignoring it like it didn't happen.
Then introducing a new... And then just introducing a new plotline, which apparently they also dropped. So yeah, I'm vindicated in my decision. I probably would have killed it this episode now, too. Because that just screams of a show that doesn't give a shit about its own plot. It gives a shit about the ideas that it has, but not about actually seeing it through.
I'd be okay if they could, juggle the balls, but what they did instead, they put down the ball, and then they picked up another ball and started juggling this ball before throwing that away, and then going back to their old ball and started juggling that one again, and that's just not going to be a good fucking act of anything, and it's not going to look impressive.
I think it was fine because at the start of the episode, they were dealing with both the Tsurayuki fiance thing and dealing with Nana while they're because they have this nice little scene at work while Nana goes up to him and they start stocking the drinks again, like in episode 3, and she's like, no, this time it's on purpose. And like Kyoya just looks up to her, and she just leaves and says, I don't care who you choose, but I'm going to do my best. And it's just this really nice scene, and it's just... I really liked it. It's just... Why did Tsurayuki get so shafted? Because it's kind of implied in this episode that Tsurayuki also has feelings for Kyoya, but his plotline just gets shafted. His plotline amounts to he might have feelings for Kyoya, so his fiancée is leaving.
Right. I mean, it's a similar thing as well. That seems way out of character for Nana compared to how she has been acting the entire fucking time with this.
No, she's... Like, when they're alone, she's always acted different with him when they're alone.
Yeah, but she's always been really fucking embarrassed about anything slightly romantic or sexual.
I mean, this guy she likes, she's just having this serious moment with him. Made perfect sense to me.
Yeah, it made perfect sense for me as long as the character changed a lot outside of screen over the span of a month. We didn't really touch this, I guess.
It's just like, yeah, what a fucking tragedy of a show. Like, such a great premise, such a great setup, and it just seems to be pissing all of that away, just on shit that just is just boring. Or it's either boring or just annoying.
I still like the show. It just frustrated me how they handled Tsurayuki. I just wish that they could have... The game's not finished yet, so it could have a good resolution that way, but the entire plotline with his fiancée was just... I don't know why it was there. It amounted to nothing. It was really just... It felt like it was there to just go, Tsurayuki might be gay and might also be in love with Kyoya. There's that.
I mean, now the question is it that, or is it another fucking My Hero Academia of like, yeah, he respects him, he gay?
The way that Tsurayuki's fiancé implies it, he's like, oh, he always talks about you nowadays. He really likes you, this, that, the other. And she's like talking to him, and she's like, are you two dating? It really feels like you two are dating, and it seems like he likes you in that way. So the show itself is implying that.
Alright, yeah. I mean, at the same time, I can talk about a lot of people I have respect for, and I can hang around with them a lot, or do most of anything with them. Does that mean we're fucking? No, but, I mean, someone could, if they want to make a connection, try to do that, I guess.
Anyway, that was Remake this week, but I'm still gonna watch it. It just that just dropped it from an 8.5 to a 7 for me. I
am going to get back into Remake because I want to see how it finishes, but I don't want to be stuck week to week just going, oh, for fuck's sake.
I'm done. I don't want to watch any more of it. I'm not going to go back in at any point.
Fair. The next show from our graveyard that I watched was Ida 10 episode 6. They didn't do any more of the horrible jokes. They kept with the fast forward explanations, but this episode did actually have one interesting thing. Ida 10 can physically change their body weight, and that's why Hayato was so weak. He was throwing punches at 3 kilograms, which was...
Oh!
Yeah. And when he learns to throw them at 60, he fucking he essentially punts Piscalat into a rock, and she's just sitting there going, huh?
Yeah, no, I mean, fucking... Guy is punching weaker than anyone who throws a punch, really. Because anyone who's punches with way more than 3 kilograms, even if you're untrained, because the way you throw a punch is that you throw it with your body weight.
Yeah, and God,
that's why heavier weight classes of boxers have more of an advantage, because they'll do a lot more damage.
Yeah, and it turns out that Paula, like when they talk, like when what's his face, Rin's graduated student brings up that, yeah, no, Paula is really good at changing her body weight. That's what she excels at. And Paula was like, oh, and I was just like, you can do that? And I'm just sitting here going, what the fuck has Rin been teaching you?
She hasn't. She's just been fucking killing him.
Yeah. Like, I also okay. So Empress Brandy had this really good moment when Miku essentially said, "Yeah, we're kind of fucked." Empress Brandy brought together the children that she gave birth to and sent them to different parts of the world to quote-unquote preserve the demon race. And it's this actually touching moment of her acting like a mother, and I thought it was kind of interesting seeing that these demons can have maternal instincts too.
Yeah, I mean, sure, they're still fucking monsters.
Yeah, they're still
more
monsters.
so than the physical sense.
Yeah. It's also confirmed that Dr. Obama is a Ida 10 made out of demon thoughts this episode too, which is an interesting concept. Interested to see where it goes.
Which means the Ida 10 are not made out of human thoughts, they're just made out of people's thoughts.
Yep.
This all sounds interesting. It's just like, I wish it didn't do the things that it did, and I wish, like, that the fights actually were fights and not crib stomps.
I mean, we're probably gonna get some more rapey bullshit in like 2 episodes again, because that's about the time span it took to get to it again.
I hope not, but if it happens, I'll probably drop it. But they actually did have what I chuckled at with Torture Girl. She was watching a camera, and it was essentially watching Rin. And when Brandy came in, Brandy was talking with her, and Miku essentially goes on this monologue of, yeah, I think Piscalot and all of them are dead, so they're probably going to give away our position. And then she talks about, like, she starts going on about, like, torture, and her face gets really hyper-detailed, and she just turns Brandy and going, I'm not going to be able to think clearly, I need a bathroom break. And she pulls out a fucking dildo and just runs to the bathroom, and Brandy just goes, why are you bringing that filthy thing with you if you're going to the bathroom? And then she went, fine, I need a good dick. And she's like, Brandy just goes, stop being so vulgar. And later on, Obama goes into the room, looking at her, and he's like, oh wow, she's so focused. And then the show just texts in the top right corner, actually, it's just post-nut clarity. Oh, okay.
Jesus, fuck, okay.
God damn it.
Like, that joke actually worked well for me. It's just, episode 5 was so bad, what the fuck?
It just had to ruin it all. It had to flush all of our goodwill down the toilet like that. With just some of the just one of the grossest jokes I've ever had to experience in a show.
Yeah.
Was there anything else you watched, or can I go into something?
There were a couple other things.
Kaizoku
Ojo. I'm not going to say much about this because I actually do want you to watch it, Limis. I think you'd love it. Kaizoku Ojo is a really fun show. I love the pirate motif it's been doing. Episode 3 I really enjoyed, but I won't go too much in detail about it other than main character I really like the side characters. And other than that, I watched Duke episode 8, and I enjoyed it. It's probably my favorite episode so far because it's essentially it starts off showing the Duke's little brother, and I will admit, I don't like the little brother. His entire gimmick is whenever someone says something, he's like, oh, you think I'm the second brother? Why can't you view me as the one that'll take over the house? I'm just thinking, going, okay, I get your gimmick. Whenever someone says something, you're like, no, second child. But then it cuts to Viola meeting Cuff, thinking she's a burglar, so that she pins her against the wall. And Cuff is just saying there, absolute dumbass, just being like, okay, mind if I sleep? No, stop being so casual. Then Rob and the Duke walk in, and they're like, oh, Viola, I didn't know you were into that. And they left, and she just calls out for Rob, and I don't know, I got a chuckle out of it. But the actual real meat of the episode came in where we get a flashback of when Alice first started working at the mansion, and the Duke was kind of a prick to her. Because he was trying to drive her away because he felt like he was worthless and not worth anyone loving him. He thought that he couldn't ever be loved because of his curse, and I don't know, something with it just resonated with me.
I do have a question to ask as well. So seeing as we are on a 7-week kill streak, which of the shows do you think is going to die next week?
Please, Aquatope.
Aquatope, but I don't think... I don't know.
Aquatope and then Vanitas and girlfriend to the end, though that might be very boring for viewing purposes.
An eye for an eye, motherfucker.
An eye for an eye, Meep.
But then he'd be making Limis happy, and Limis also killed your baby.
Listen. Hey.
And I've been...
Didn't I kill a bunch of shows you didn't like, Makan? Weren't we cool with that?
I mean, you did help me slaughter Duke of Death, so yes.
I mean, that slippery bastard got away a good too many times.
I got a triple knife one time. Or, wait, no, did it? Yeah, it did.
At the end, no.
Yeah, it got triple knife at the end. I think it got triple knife one time before that as well, but so did another show. I don't remember which.
It was probably Detective.
Probably, yeah.
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 And that's all the Graveyard Tour I have to talk about.
Did you have any shows you want to talk about, Limis?
I have a couple shows. None of that, nothing of what I want to talk about is actually related to shows that we have in the FMK. One slightly, but that's about it.
That's fine. You can talk about shows that aren't related in the Graveyard Tour.
But yeah, Meep talked about his pirate show. Actually, I have two shows that I want to talk about and one announcement that I have to talk about. I want to say that I'm starting this week. I think I'm going to try to catch up to Peach Boy and see how that's going, because I thought it was a tragedy that we killed it so early on, and I want to see where it's at right now. I want to see if we made the right call or not. So I'll get back to everyone next week on that. Next thing is, so have you boys watched Cowboy Bebop?
Not yet.
Not yet, no.
Oh my god, you guys need to watch that show. But
there's a lot of shows I need to watch.
It's a classic. It's one of the must watches that people talk about. I don't know.
I mean, people would say the same about Naruto and One Piece, and that's a long time investment.
Yeah, but Cowboy Bebop is only 24 episodes, and it's actually good. But yeah, there's been a live action make in the works for a while now by Netflix, which, those things usually don't mix and bring out bad products. But we've got an image of what our three mains look like. The costume design and casting is fucking good. It looks actually good. I'm so surprised that, one of the characters, which has a robot arm, he has, an actual practical effects arm, and it's not a CGI mess. So far, I'm kind of interested in this live-action remake. I was gonna skip it to begin with, but seeing how much effort they made into making these animated characters, look good in live action, I might actually watch it, because maybe they put effort into other things as well. Maybe it's not another Death Note where they just didn't give a fuck about the source material. I don't know, or maybe I'm being too hopeful, but yeah, I'm kind of excited for that, which I wasn't expecting. And the other thing that I wanted to talk about was I was rewatching an old favorite of mine, Hellsing Ultimate, because I compared that show a lot to Itaden Deities, and I gotta say, if anyone else was disappointed with the way that Itaden Deities went about its stuff, about how it dealt with its materials and stuff, watch Hellsing Ultimate. It does almost everything that Itaden Deities had going for it, but better in every way. It is super stylish. It's got an overpowered main protagonist that, kicks a bunch of ass, but, he actually has some forms of of fight back. Like, the people that he fights actually, fight back, and he usually doesn't just mop the floor with people. And there's also an interesting dynamic with him, because, like, our main character, Alucard, is a fucking monster. He is not a good person. He's only good because he works for good people, basically. And there's a really interesting dynamic there with that. The show also, hey, guess what? It stars Nazis as the antagonists. But you see, these Nazis, they do bad things, and then they get fucking killed. Unlike Itoden, where they just do bad things and get away with it, and we go to a nonsensical fight that has nothing to do with anything.
Well, they do bad things, and then they get equally bad things done to them as they're fucking brainwashed.
But, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, if you're upset with what happened with Itoden like me, watch Hellsing Ultimate. It is so fucking good. It is 10 episodes. Each are an hour long. And it is just hyper-violence. It is grand spectacle. It is stylish as hell. Yeah. And it's also a fun vampire story, so go for it.
Oh, yeah. This isn't anime related, but I bought a Hero Forged account. Because why buy art when you can make minis to use as art?
Alright.
Why buy art when Pinterest exists?
Because then Twitter will cancel me.
Oh no, you won't have to use Twitter anymore. What a world.
But yeah, with that, I think that's an episode, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. But I think we're done. We actually talked quite a bit about all the shows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, I'm surprised we did as much as we did, and we got an hour and a half. That was more than last time. With less shows.
Yeah. Sometimes there's just more to talk about. Sometimes there isn't. Depends on what happens in the show, really.
To be fair, last time, I feel like a lot of the shows we talked about, we didn't go into as depth. Because we like had this one really big focused rant at Itoden, and then we talked a lot about Girlfriend last week, actually. I think
maybe
had a lot of focused anger.
But yeah, with that, Meep, where do they find you online?
You can find me at Soul_King777 on Twitter, where I post lewds. Do not follow me if you are a minor. Also, you can probably find me once the season is over, because I'm not sure how much Girlfriend is adapting, but if it doesn't adapt all of the manga, I am buying that manga. I also have some of the Shadows House volumes coming, shipped on my way to my house, so I'm also going to be reading that.
McCann, what can they find you doing?
You can find me doing literally fucking nothing on Twitter at @that_Viking. I might repost possums. I might repost weird fucking videos. I'm gonna reel into Guilty Gear Strive recently. There might be some fucking weird fighting game memes coming up. Who knows?
Raise that ass higher, honey.
Smack. I think my favorite is just the fucking tweet I found of just some wrestling match, and there's just a guy with a sign in the back saying "Nerf Soul Bad Guy," completely unrelated to the event he is at.
Hey, I showed you that after I stole it off Cher's Twitter.
No, you didn't show me that. I found that from after Cher reposted it.
But then I posted it in Coco's server, and then you went, "Oh, haha, funny."
Maybe. Either way, I found it. It's mine now.
I wish I had money, because that game looks really cool.
It fucking is.
When's your birthday?
Like, next year.
Damn.
But yeah, you can find me evenly spread all across the internet doing absolutely jack shit. And you can find where I'm all at limis.card.co.
And silly you, maybe if you're asking about our birthday, the day where I was born was almost 23 years ago now.
Oof. I mean, it's my birthday next month.
Good, you will receive nothing.
I know.
You will also receive nothing from me because I'm broke. Sorry.
Come on, Limis, make me free MS Paint art.
You will receive a firm Italian slap.
But yeah, with that, I believe we've been the FMK.
Hell yeah, gamers.
I guess,
Game.
yeah, we'll be here next time. See you, everyone.
See ya.
Bye-bye.